Hey Joe, how are you doing?
I'm okay, Carrie. I guess.
Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good. Is everything okay?
It's just the squadron.
Problems, huh?
You could say that.
What's going on?
Well, all sorts of craziness actually. I just spent 2 hours speaking with one of my troops in the readiness shop. He is extremely dissatisfied and thinking of quitting.
Wow, what happened?
I'm not sure. He said he isn't happy and is frustrated.
Has he always been like this?
No, when I first PCS'd here he was a great employee. I don't know what changed.
What did he tell you? He must have said something.
Well, he said he doesn't feel trusted to fix things or even make the simplest decisions. As a matter of fact, last week he said he no longer feels his talents are valued.
So, he doesn't feel trusted or valued. You might have a problem with underutilized human potential.
With under what?
Underutilization of human potential. It is a symptomatic type deadly sin of waste, as defined by Taicho Ono. He spoke often about process improvement when working as a corporate executive.
Huh? That sounds deep. I don't get what you're talking about.
Ono stated that you will not improve your processes if you're fixated by the symptoms. He said you need to focus on the root causes instead. There are symptomatic types of waste, like confusion and unsafe or unergonomic work conditions, and then there are the 7 types of waste. The symptomatic types are just that. They're not the direct targets of continuous process improvement efforts.
So they are not the things I should be trying to fix in the duty section?
Exactly. You shouldn't bother with fixing the symptoms. You want to find the root causes. Those root causes should be your direct targets when conducting process improvements.
Okay, so I don't focus on the symptoms? I need to focus on the root causes?
Right.
But how do I know what is a symptom and what is a root cause?
Ono said there are 7 types of waste. These are the ones you and your people should focus on. There are defects, overproduction, inventories, overprocessing, motion, unnecessary transport and handling of goods, and waiting.
Wow, that's quite a list.
I know, it can sound like a lot, but it's really not, once you understand it.
Okay.
In process improvement, if something is passed downstream, we mean that it impacts processes and functions which follow it. Unanticipated or unplanned downstream effects can be devastating. For example, when we talk about the defects type of waste, someone not putting a family member into the system at the MPS customer service section could result in an entitlements problem when that person is not found in years. In the overproduction type of waste, look at the amount of toner and paper the Air Force wastes just on awards packages alone.
Oh, and for inventories waste, look at how we stock up at the end of the fiscal year.
Now you are getting it, Joe. It may be the way things are done, but that doesn't change the fact that it's still waste.
Thanks. But what about unnecessary overprocessing? How does that relate to us in the FSS?
How was your last compliance inspection?
It was fine. Why do you ask?
Well, Ono argued that it is waste to rely on inspections rather than designing something that eliminates the problems to begin with.
That makes sense. So, if we are relying on inspections, then we're missing the boat. We really need to concentrate on our processes and doing it right to begin with.
Yes.
And the motion wastes make sense to me now. How much time do we waste walking from office to move paperwork? Or the amount of time we spend just searching for things that should be centrally stored and cannot ever seem to find.
Right. And even look at unnecessary transportation and handling. Think about how many emails you get that have nothing to do with you. And think about, in aggregate, how much of your time they waste even if you're just deleting them. It may not seem like a lot when it's 1 or 2, but extrapolate that out across a work week, a month, or a year.
Don't get me started. That is a lot of waste.
I'm sure you could find other things to do with your time if that were eliminated, couldn't you? And what about the waiting type of waste? Do you see that in your operations?
All of the time. The last staff meeting started 10 minutes late and there were 40 people in there. Think of all of that wasted time and associated costs.
Now you were truly getting it, Joe. The 7 wastes are a drag on your operations. The symptomatic wastes are critical, as long as you don't target them because, remember, they're just a symptom of the root cause. For example, think how the confusion symptom contributes to inefficiencies.
Yeah, the other day the wing executive officer sent out an email with 4 attachments and no clear task. No one knew what they were really supposed to do. We spent forever spinning our wheels. But now I see that we shouldn't focus on the symptom that is confusion, but, instead, we need to focus on fixing the defect waste it actually is.
There's a lot of that, unfortunately. The rush to get to the next number one priority can create a lot of inefficiencies through defects.
But also a lot of opportunities to improve processes.
You've got that right.
But we are the Air Force. There are some things we are just going to have to do.
Yes, that is true, Joe. But that is when Rono enlightens us again. He talked about mudah, a term to refer to the many forms of waste. Ono said that mudah was often accompanied by mirah, which is unevenness, overburden or strain, as well as meri, which is demand that exceeds the capabilities of current processes.
Huh?
Stay with me. Ono further defined mudah in 2 categories. Type 1 mudah adds no value to your objectives and can be eliminated immediately.
We have some of those in the squadron.
All organizations do, if they look hard enough. And Type 2 mudah adds no value but is the way things are currently done.
So, what I hear you saying is that I need to focus on Type 1 mudah?
The complete elimination of no value waste.
Wow, I thought I just had to worry about one employee not being happy. Now I have so much more to think about.
Yes, but now you have a new way of looking at everything your squadron does with a keen eye for waste. This will create more efficient operations and may stop you from having to constantly respond to the next emergency. It may even give you time to address your other leadership tasks.
Like going back to talk to my troop.
Probably a good idea.
You know what? I might even have him help me look at continuous process improvement initiatives in the shop.
Most excellent idea.
Thanks a lot for your help, Carrie. You have really helped me. I always just saw this process improvement stuff as a manufacturing thing. You know, that it didn't really have anything to do with us in the FSS. Now I see that differently. Everything we do can be looked at this way. It doesn't matter if it is the Child Development Center, the club, or even mortuary.
That's right, Joe. All aspects of your organization can benefit from everyone, not just leadership. Keeping the 7 types of waste in mind at all times. You don't even really need a formal process to do that either. That's the great thing about it.
Right. Once we understand it, we all can be aware of and respond to inefficient, wasteful practices and processes. I can't wait to get back to the office.
All right, Joe. Good luck with that. Let me know how it goes.
I will, Carrie. I'll even send you an email on it. I'm kidding. Thanks again.